final showing of Love is Blind. If you don't know me, my name is Aiko, and I'm the writer, director, and producer of Love is Blind. So tonight's kind of an emotional night for us because it's our closing night, as all closing nights are. When I first wrote this, I was in 9th grade, and it was for a speech and debate project, and it was 10 minutes long, and there was 2 characters, and it was played by just me. And then I kept writing, and I kept writing, and I kept writing, and I kept revising, and then I had an hour-length version, and then I thought, nothing is ever going to happen. And then I did auditions for it, and then I had callbacks for it, and then people actually came to those auditions and callbacks, and then before I knew it, we were doing character work, and then we were blocking, and I was choreographing, and then we were doing playbills, and we were stapling playbills, and then we were building sets out of duct tape, and then we were doing costuming and props, and then before we knew it, I'm standing in front of an audience, and we're telling you, here is a piece of us. And so I just want to thank you all for coming and for giving us this outlet to express ourselves, and thank you to my cast and to you guys for believing in me, because I'm a 15-year-old girl, and I had no clue that this was going to go this far. And I also want to thank my cast for giving me. I love you too. For giving me and for believing in me.
Don't cry.
We had an emotional last rehearsal. We've been doing this for 4 months now. And it's going to be extremely odd not going to school and not going to rehearsal. And so I also want to say that as much as it's made an impact on me and told me, give me this path of where I want to go when I grow up, it's also impacted my cast. Like, they've told me, there was a senior that told me that she wants to come back next year and do more student productions, and there was a girl that told me that because of this play, she wants to pursue drama, and she's doing drama next year as her elective. And so I want to thank them and you, and I want to give a huge, 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 huge thank you to our drama teacher, Mr. Blummer. Because I told him about this, and then he just was like, okay, sounds great. And he stayed after school for Tech Week like 5 hours, not paid, just because he wants to see us grow as students and as actors. And he stays after, and he goes to every single show, and he's just so supportive. So another round of applause. Past 3 shows, but I also want to thank my parents. Because they're so supportive in the fact that I drive around a lot because I'm in a large quantity of things. And I'm like, hey Dad, can we go drive to Lowe's and make a set? And he's like, yeah, sure, that's great. And so I just want to thank them because they're always so supportive. And afterwards, we're going to have our raffle ticket sales and like pulling our raffle tickets, so don't go anywhere after the play ends. And also, if you're a student and you like what you see, then join Student Production Club at Carlsbad High School, because this is, even though we're not affiliated with it right now, all of the people that are in Love is Blind are also in Student Production Club, so this is like a taste of what you would be seeing and what you would be participating in at Student Production Club. And without further ado, Please welcome Love is Blind.
Hello, I'm George.
I'm Diana.
And we would like to welcome you to Love is Blind. But first things first, we have a couple announcements to make. If you cannot handle the awesome spiciness of this show, the exit's over there. Also, if there's like a fire or something, you know.
So I know we're like amazing and you want to take lots of videos and pictures because we're just that good, but sadly you can't because there are no cell phones allowed, and please be sure to silence them as well. And no pictures because I don't look good in flash.
Without further ado, welcome to Enjoy Love is Blind.
The year is 2121.
And my name is Amber. Now, the fact that my mom named me after a color is kind of ironic because, well, I don't see color anymore. My mom swore that
I'm sure that the color of the sunset is amber.
before they, decided it would be better to implant little chips in our brains that uses an algorithm put into place by the best scientists all over the world to find matches for us boys and girls through height and voice and personality, passion and compatibility. And well, I guess their system has a ton of credibility, but this chip that's been in our brains since birth that compares all of our worth, it took away this thing called color. And you aren't supposed to see color until you meet your soulmate. The person who loves you for you, because that's what the chip says. And a blast of color into everything, without any more meat. It's fantastic, truly, it's great that they got rid of this thing called war and divorce. But my mom, of course, she said it also got rid of this thing called falling in love. Now, the way she described it to me, it sounded like magic. She told me,
It's truly tragic that they took this opportunity away from me.
but the way I see it, I hate tripping and falling. Why would I want to fall in something called love?
Ring, 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 ring.
I don't understand it. It messes with my brain. I don't like thinking about it. It gives me a migraine. But that was before my best friend, like Colby. Well, here's my story.
Hey, Amber, I have a riddle for you.
Well, hello to you too.
That's it.
Shoot.
What's black and white and red all over?
Red, isn't that a color or something?
It's one way of looking at things.
So, what's the answer?
Well, I forget.
Blake Colby has been my best friend since 2nd grade. The days in the shade when we played and played, the cards we used to trade, never afraid. Let me tell you a bit about Blake. He's thoughtful without being thoughtful and careless at the same time as being careful. My best friend. But nothing was ever complicated with him. Everything was black and white and no gray. Everything was always okay because he always knew exactly what to say. But he's what they like to call anti-establishment. Hated school, called it a punishment. Did everything he could to get out of class, and when he's in, he's the kid that always asks.
Hey, can I have a pencil or a pen?
The kid who cracks jokes every now and then. He's not a bad boy, no, not really, more of a class clown. But I guess what I like about him is that I've never seen him frown. I've known him forever and a half, and I know things about himself he would never tell himself. How when his sister...
Ellie died.
And he cried and cried and cried and cried. But no, I've never seen him frown. I always made fun of him, the way he shied away from conflict, never really direct, always quick to deflect and protect his feelings. Had this fear of people leaving. My best friend. Nothing was ever complicated with him.
Are you going to class?
Do you really have to ask?
Come on, stay outside. Smell the dew on the grass.
I'm gonna be late, Blake. I don't have another hall pass.
Feels so good to you.
That's the spirit.
Where to?
I have math class in exactly 2 minutes.
At least it's not physical fitness. Do you want some candy?
You've got a one-way ticket to obesity.
And you got a one-way ticket to being late. There's a class at 8.
What about you?
I'd rather wait.
And skip class?
Gotta pass.
George.
Bye, George. It only cost me a couple bucks.
Excuse me while I get my education.
Excuse me while I make a donation to the Blake Colby Needs a Break Foundation.
See you later, Blake.
Wait. Amber, today you look great.
Ringing in my ears and my face got hot. What is this feeling that's making my stomach knot? My head gets dizzy with all the air the world's got. I think I mumbled out a thanks and I walked away. I didn't know what else to say. He's been my best friend since 2nd grade. Why did that seem to change? Maybe it's the way he said things he never used to say. He would always tell me jokingly,
You look, ugly! She would reply with something snarky and sly.
Talk much?
and such and such. It was our thing. But I guess there were cards,
And shooting star.
and playing queen and king.
Ours.
I put it in the back of my head. I have bigger things to worry about. I have a big test that's been making me stressed. I just have to do my best. My heart beating, my heart beating. I hear my heart beating. My head swarming with his eyes. No, I meant my head swarming with things I need to study for. Things like,
Equations.
and through it all I felt something numb, or I was suddenly hyper-aware of my pen, which was red. Something told me that my pen was red. I jumped back and I looked around. I watched my pen drop on the light gray ground. Gray, the color of his eyes.
And everything was black and white and not gray.
My heart beating, beating, beating. What is this feeling? Why is everything else black and white while my pen is red? What's going on inside my head? And suddenly, a migraine, a piercing red migraine, something telling me it's not supposed to be this way. I felt the area where my chip was implanted. I felt it burn, red hot, telling me I'm not supposed to be feeling whatever I'm feeling. That a smile isn't supposed to make me go reeling. And I know, because he's my best friend. I think I failed my test, Mom.
Okay, calm.
I have a question, but it's purely theoretical. Okay, so in a hypothetical, when you see color, are you supposed to see it one by one or all at once?
All at once.
What if it's not?
Then something's glitching in your chip. Why?
No reason.
I don't believe you. I see it in your eyes. For everything money can buy, I hope for your sake you don't misidentify whatever you think your chip says with what you actually feel. Don't let technology mistake you for what's real and not real.
I have to lay down. I have a migraine. I reach my bed. The world is red. I close my eyes and I see his face. I open my eyes and the ceiling is a hot star hue of things we used to do The days in the shade when we played, never afraid. He's my best friend. Hey, Blake.
Hey, Amber.
I have a question, so it's like a theoretical expression. He looked at me in succession, and I couldn't tell him, couldn't explain that I see color when I think of him. Never mind, I said. He looked at me in concern, and the whole world turned. I thought I saw something, but it was probably just the lights or something. Anything. It was nothing. I had a migraine.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yes, it was nothing.
OMG! Did you hear? Earth to Blake! Check your ear! The whole school just found out! I don't doubt! Did you hear?
Once a year!
I'm cheering! Ooh, do I hear church bells ringing? Candy and Andy just saw color. With each other! Well,
That sounds just swell.
here they come. Oh, the lucky two. That algorithm saved them the trouble before they had to. Hooray, science! Here, here!
Just what I feared. Oh, Amber, darling!
You're my darling.
I'm blushing.
I'm gagging.
What a dream. So, how's it feel to find your soulmate? It's the perfect sweepstakes. You should really, try it sometime. I'll keep that in mind. So, are you happy?
Undeniably.
Is that healthy? Absolutely. Undeniably happy. Sickeningly.
Well, see, aren't we smiling?
That sure is convincing.
Get to class.
Ready to do it, yeah?
Did I hear some sass?
No, miss. I just wanted to ask for a hall pass.
Why is that?
I want to give you a boring excuse for math.
Always in a hurry. We'll scurry. He's with me, and it's no need to worry.
Amber, honey, he's a bad influence. I'll see you in class. And Amber, don't stress. You did good on that test, I must confess. But I digress. If you keep hanging around riffraff, don't laugh. Then I might have to revoke you from the honors program.
Ooh, the honors program.
Do you think you do that?
God damn. Less personality than a hologram.
Well, I guess I'll see you.
After school?
Yeah, cool. So we were in class, listening to the teacher drone on and on about ancient facts. Something about the old US, how love caused jealousy, how jealousy caused war, how lucky we are not to be where they were. Something about the presidents and how they're different from the presence of the presence of the present. The teacher said something about
Gratitude.
and
Having a great attitude.
Blake rolled his eyes and looked at me, and we made eye contact. The timing was exact. I had never seen his eyes in color before. They were blue. The color of the sky that threw me askew. And his cheeks were red too.
Ring, 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 ring.
Class, don't forget to bring your presentation things about 2018.
Amber. Are you okay?
Same as yesterday.
Everything is the same as yesterday.
Let's go home.
Sounds like an okay way and a not so okay day.
Do you really think she'll make me give up the honors?
Let's not worry about good old Satan. Talk to me.
And so I talked. I talked about the leaves and the trees, and he talked about his big dreams. How one day he's going to have his very own comedy show. I told him he's got a long way to go, and he said,
Well, guess I better start.
but I was too busy looking at the invisible stars. Blake, what color is our hearts?
I heard it's red. That's what your mother said.
But what about when we're dead?
I suppose it's black and white.
We looked at each other, then looked away.
Or maybe it's gray.
It was nothing.
It was the same as yesterday, so I've got to go.
I'll see you at your show if you ever get around to it. Hey, one more thing. Before you commit to being a permanent misfit, something I didn't permit, what do you think about Candy and Andy?
Well, they're happy, undeniably.
Why do you say that?
Well, they're smiling.
Dear Amber, well, future Amber, that is, can we talk for a minute about smiles? How they make you feel so at ease? How in the blink of a second, your nightmares can turn into daydreams? How smiles make you feel nauseous and overly stupidly cautious? Something telling you in your subconscious that you can catch more flies. And I look into your blue, blue eyes of star-crossed lies, and all I see is your smile, sugary sweet liquid syrup running down your spine, creating complex veins to create simple lines. Smiles are the words that aren't spoken when he doesn't call you mine. What? I meant smiles are everything in between the lost time. They're made up of twisted rose words of two people on colliding worlds, a boy and a girl. Smiles are the way you greet someone you don't know, but they're also the way you greet yourself when you're looking into my mirror in my room. The way you play make-believe and give your emotions a costume and some sugar-sweet perfume, trying to figure out whether your reflection has the same smile of friendship bracelets and color slits, overestimates of the power of braided thread in doing things just for kicks, wondering if it's worthwhile to keep broken files of memories and a broken promise. Something about how the world's a stage, but you're my audience. Blue eyes strung across my mind, trying to focus on things you say are below us. I'm running on smiles here, not sleep, not steam, but smiles. Because smiles are the things that you and me have in common, the things that we put in between indents and commas when you don't know what else to say. Smiles are the things you do when the sky is gray and not blue, so I can stare out the window without thinking of you. Smiles are the glass sculptures of friendships that sure take your breath away but are way too fragile to break. I'm too tired to sleep, can't be kept because they're never mine to keep. Smiles are everything that reminds me of us and you and them. Smiles are the shattered sewing needles trying to hem back together a friendship that never ends. If ignorance is bliss and bliss is utopia, let me live in a plastic world of smiles that I'll never know the meaning of. And they can just be smiles for the sake of smiles and not for the sake of hate and love. Let me live in a sugar-simple world where nothing is colliding, all eyes are gray, and every single day, okay means okay. And I can smile without it being taken the wrong way.
Today was the same as yesterday.
Amber alert, Amber alert.
Oh, hush, you little squirt.
Now I need to insert your expert teeth.
Blake,
Yeah?
shut up, please.
Hey, hey, hey! What's the happening? Give me the fork, what? Ready to have some fun!
What's happening?
The anniversary, how could I forget? Each year we have a celebration of no threats or cigarettes. The anniversary of no war, no silhouettes of regret.
No more being upset.
The end of Romeo and Juliet.
The end of killing yourself to be an asset.
End of sinking knee deep in debt.
The anniversary. The end of love.
Oh, the stars above.
No more.
Bang, bang!
War.
No more!
Of course.
Divorce!
World at our fingertips.
No more color slits.
No more high school flings!
Or school shootings in 2018.
Save the queen!
What a dream. Amber, I got a present for you.
Not well spent.
It's funny.
It's
treason.
It's ironic. And there's a reason.
It was a frame. It said love lives. And it made me relive all the things I need to say, all the secrets I need to give. It's ironic, he said. And suddenly, the walls were yellow and the ground was green. The world is so much more colorful than it seems. It's the color of sunbeams and dreams. He's got a lot of those. I look down at my toes and I try to figure out whether he sees it too. But all I see in his eyes is plain blue.
We interrupt this brief performance for a brief intermission on
Perspective. Mine. My turn to shine. So my mom used to tell me this all the time, ever since I could.
Listen up. Parents, grandparents, uncles, and aunts may be our very essence of future inheritance. Children are dumb. They laugh and they cry, and frankly, they don't know anything.
My mom used to say.
They can't tell the time of day, the epitome of teenage angst. Children are stupid. They're all just kids. They don't know what's good for them.
My mom would say she took a sip. It's something that makes you let go of what is.
And they tend to do this thing where they think they're the queen and king. I don't know about you, but my offspring will never amount to anything.
You told me this a lot.
My little snot, his name's Blake, by the way. He always has some little thing he just has to say. Drives me insane. His sister was better.
I don't doubt her.
God, I wish she were here.
She told her to disappear.
She was an angel, a precious soul,
You pushed her to the edge, Mom!
a flightless song.
She didn't do anything wrong!
Blake has something to live up to, if he ever has the will to.
Well, to what? I dare you to say, don't talk to me about that day. You don't know the first thing about living. You don't know the first thing about Allie.
Blake, is that you talking?
No, Mom.
What's wrong?
I was just thinking.
Were you eavesdropping? Kids, they think they know everything. Go to your room.
I walk up the stairs and I pass my Halloween costume. I laugh. I like wearing masks. No one ever asks anything. I don't know anything. You see, I want to cry, but there's nothing. I hear my dad come home. He has Mom and me, but he's
Completely alone.
He pours a glass of something to cure the case of what if you catch my drift. It's okay if you don't. No one really does. My mom already went to bed. She knows better. But it was always a go-getter. I suppose I was just reading the letters and when they send to Amber, or to ever tell her about the color. I hear his footsteps.
Creak, thump, creak, thump.
Freak! I lost track of time. It was 12 o'clock when I heard the
Knock, knock, knock.
My dad never knocked. I told myself, maybe it's Mom. Maybe it's Amber. Maybe one day things will get better. I told myself that maybe it's my sister. She was always a late night sleeper. She would help me write my letters.
Blake.
Said Clay. I don't call him Dad anymore. And I'm out to his face.
What are you doing still up?
I'm sorry. I'll sleep now.
It's 12 o'clock.
Knock, knock, knock.
I said it's 12
I'm
o'clock.
sorry.
There's no room for apologies.
Please forgive me.
Don't beg. It's pathetic. You're lucky you don't sleep in the attic. God only if you once just listen. You just don't have the will to.
I stiffened.
Go to bed, son, or I'll make you.
Will do. But I do have the will to.
I said not to.
I never believed in haunted houses because ghosts never scared her. We both got so used to all her screams, fading into whispers. She thought that Halloween was silly because she wore a mask every day. She laughed to fill the cracks of sad and she pushed the pain away. Ghouls and vampires never strike me scared, because the things I face every day are monsters when compared. Mine was her home, full of doors she wanted to leave locked. Rooms full of secret tragedies, because no one cared to.
Knock, knock, knock!
I walked through the doors of my house all alone. I never believed in haunted houses, because she lived in a haunted home.
She lived in a haunted home.
So there I was, sitting in my room, looking at the pictures we had of our old Halloween costumes. You were dressed as a princess and a knight, but you were the princess. Everything was black and white and gray, trick-or-treat. But looking back on it, there was so much more color that I missed out on each and every day. And now looking into your new blue eyes and the way you close them when you're surprised, I saw two more colors I didn't recognize, orange and purple. And the world was mortal. I felt a warmth encircle me. I can't explain what it feels like, but it feels right. But wrong. I can't be in love with him. I'm not supposed to be. I'm a glitch in the system, a broken algorithm. Love was written out of existence. They told me that love caused wars. They told me that love made people get hurt. But if love is color and this is love, let me be sore and endure 1,000 wars. My mom told me falling in love was something taken away from me. Being in love was something that I could never be, but something everyone needs. And something is telling me I've been falling in love for a really long time, but something in my mind has been keeping me from realizing it. And suddenly a piercing white headache snaking around my brain in the way of a snake, making my head break. Love hurts, that's what they told me. But if love hurts, then why am I so happy? Did you know that red is the color of a rose? Green is the color of meadows, and black and gray are still the color of shadows. And did you know that love feels like someone is breaking your heart by making it too full? Gosh, if love hurts, why am I still so happy? I caught up to him in my color-crossed world, and I see his white hair and black clothes, and I notice how his smile is more colorful than a rainbow. My head hurts in ways you'll never know.
Amber,
Yeah?
you won't believe me in a million years. Through all the smiles and tears that we've been through.
What?
Amber, did you know the colors of my eyes are blue?
You see it too? My heart stopped beating. Nothing was ever complicated with him. I knew that love could be reciprocated. I knew that war wasn't created because of the things they stated. God, I'm fascinated from how they illustrated love. He loves me not. What was that from? Some forget-me-not? I forgot. Love is black and white and red all over.
His eyes were blue.
I guess he sees it too.
So you know the new girl, Raina?
I've seen her around.
When I saw her, I looked at the ground, and I looked around, and I felt my whole world break down. Everything was color. I found my soulmate, Amber.
My rejection happened in a few seconds, and 1,000,001 things happened. My headache stopped, and I could think clear. White dots seemed to appear. And suddenly, everything was black and white and gray. The ground was gray. My skin was gray.
His eyes were gray.
The sky was gray and not blue, so I can stare out the window without thinking of you. So I wonder what's black and white and red all over. I never liked that riddle because what's red? Red is a feeling of blood rushing through my veins. Red is a feeling of happiness rushing to my brain. Red is the way I feel when you close your eyes, when you're surprised. Red is the feeling of cries and lies and all the hope and dream money can't buy. Red is the feeling of head spinning, ear ringing, singing while skipping, feeling of love. Knowing that someone is looking down from above, telling me that I'm a glitch in the system, a twisted placebo for wisdom. That love isn't love if it wasn't planned by an algorithm. And through all the black and white and not feeling right, through the lack of color, black skies and white thunder, through all the words a person could utter, we can learn about rainbows, but we'll only see shadows of lines across grayscale skies. Ignorance is bliss, but I don't want to live in a lie. They may not see color, not anymore, but I still live in a colorful world. Blue is a feeling of knowing that you'll never be mine. Yellow is the way I feel when you make me feel happy for the first time in a long time. Orange is the color of sunset cupids, and purple is the color of scars and bruises, and technology muting out God-given music. And underneath it all, red. It's all red, and I don't really mind because even though you can never be mine, I'm still thanking you for making me fall in love with you, and not the way that your numbers match with my numbers, or the way our personalities mesh based off some equation that couldn't remember what we remember. I'm stuck in a world full of colorful ambers and embers, and I'm thanking you for making me fall in love with you, even though it's complicated.
Pause. Rewind.
It's easier you find if you antagonize the guys when you don't have any perspective. Respectfully, I was walking down a one-way street, stuck in some daydreams about maybes.
Out of my way.
Whatever you say. Honk honk. Excuse me.
Beep beep.
Forgive me.
Don't beg. It's pathetic.
If this isn't war, then what the hell is? God, I'm sick of this. I can't wait to make it big.
Traffic jam.
Bam! Bam!
Bam. Bam.
I miss when we were children, but I can't wait to be an adult. I hear the echoes of a failed test and mothers saying,
Parents know best.
I haven't been feeling myself lately. I wanted to talk to Amber. I got to my locker. If I could, I would have stopped her, but I heard a...
Shriek! OMG, where is he? Where is my future date?
So bad. Whatever idiot would be her soulmate.
I see color.
I don't know her. Wait. Why is the color I saw with Amber becoming duller?
It's you.
Lucky guy.
Lucky lady. I'm so glad I get to meet you, finally.
His name's Blake, by the way.
Blake.
There must be a mistake.
Why, darling?
I couldn't stop gagging. I wanted to cry, but there's nothing. I've been seeing color for a while now, and I haven't said anything. This can't be happening. I told my mom what was wrong, but all she said was,
Allie was a flightless song.
I went to my dad, but I didn't want Amber to worry about the bruises blooming. They were purple, but she didn't know that. I would tell my dad, but all I have is clay, and he would have just said,
You're making war.
I can't do this anymore. I've always been anti-establishment, but nothing was ever complicated until I said that stupid compliment. I needed to protect us from treason. She'll never understand the reason. I met the love of my life, but
She isn't your soulmate.
so clean slates, I put on a blank face. I like wearing masks, so if anyone ever asks,
I j'adore you, babe.
I'll say, sing.
The year is 2121.
But so much has changed.
So here I am, it's 6 o'clock. And if I could, I would bottle up the feeling of being in love and sell it for 3 hours a pop.
I hit my alarm clock until it stops. I stretch the sleep from my eyes.
And I tell myself that today I won't cry.
Today is going to be the same as yesterday.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm telling my mom that we're gonna be late. But aren't we always? I'm in the car. I think I see invisible stars. But I'm too busy studying to look that far.
It's 9. And it's one of those times when I don't really know how to keep time. Some glances at my friends, wondering when it will end. Life is way too short, but I'm not thinking about that. I don't have the time. 11:11. Make a wish. I have too many to waste on this. Feel no care on the sale. I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking about saying so, but instead, I tell everybody I made a wish. It's incredible how many times I lie in a day. The day is going to be the same as yesterday.
It's 1 p.m. Vamos a la clase de español. She takes roll and I pretend to be present. It's amazing how many times I pretend in a day. Tomorrow will be the same as today. Or I'm in biology, where no one knows what they're doing. They all look to me, but I'm just as confused as they are because I'm too busy looking at the invisible stars. Do you know what we're doing? What is my I like praying that. What's happening? I like to pretend. When do you know friends? Too so weird. Finally. Definitely.
Ring, ring, ring!
On good days, I walk for a spot and talk to my best friend about our days. We look to the sky, no wind in our face, lets us know that things might be okay. But sometimes we don't say anything, and we just bathe in knowing we're going to be okay. This is me to sail.
He throws his head back when he laughs. Those are the best days. I promised myself I wouldn't cry today, but today is the same as yesterday. I want to feel like myself again. It's 12 a.m. Breathe in. I know what my wish is.
Before I know it, it's 6 o'clock. And if I could, I would bottle up the thorn of being in love and sell it for 3 hours a pop. Because there's not enough time in the day.
Today will be different than yesterday.
We all tend to say. My alarm clock tells me I'm late.
Until one day, everything
was
changed.
different.
But he will never know it.
The year is 2125.
My mom says I used to get migraines, but I don't remember them. Something about love or something I don't quite get. Oh, there's Blake! Blake has been my best friend since forever. He's basically like my brother. I could never think of him in any other way. My mom says one day when he found his soulmate, I changed, but I have no idea what she's talking about. I can't wait to see color. My mom says it's a hoot. I wonder what color are Diana's new boots. Life is so simple. Nothing is ever complicated.
Today is the same as yesterday.
Sometimes we look at each other for a second too long, and I think I see something. But it's probably just lights or something. Anything. It was nothing. I don't want a migraine.
Today is the same as yesterday.
I was in my room and I heard a
Knock, knock, knock.
hello?
Hello, I have a pizza for...
Everything was color. I found my soulmate. And a blast of color into everything without any more weight. It's fantastic. I mean, truly, it's great.
We met up one day. Ever since I met Raina, the world has been more gray, more dull. My heart never full. Sure, I see color, but nothing like with Amber. I think I'm the only one who remembers. I know she got into the college of her choice after being in the honors program. And I had a big comedy show with George, my main man. Successful and smiling, they don't think we're happy.
His arm was around me.
And my arm around her.
I forgot what I once imagined we were.
Hey, Amber.
Hey, Blake.
I see you found your soulmate.
I did.
Are you happy?
Undeniably. His eyes were blue. The same color of the sky, but threw me askew. I thought I remembered a dream or two about me falling in love with you, but I forgot because I got a migraine. Amber is the feeling of big tests and being stressed and skipping classes and hall passes. Amber is the way I feel when I think of you, and my name is Amber. Now, the fact that my mom named me after a color is kind of ironic because I don't see color anymore.